morning, beautiful Australian women. It's Angie from Angelus here again. Gorgeous day here in Springwood, just looking out the window now. Today, we're going to put some makeup on. So let me just get rid of the hair. It's just so easy just to tie it up. If you've got lots of thick hair like me, you'll know exactly what I mean. It's a real pain in the bum. All right, yesterday I posted about a Chemist Warehouse little haul that I did. I just called in for one thing, which was the AVEENO oil mist. I love that product and my husband loves it too. So we both use it. We have a shower, not together, well maybe sometimes. And on damp skin, spray it in your hand and then you rub it on. Just pat it on. It's so good. When I don't use it, I notice. So that's how come I can tell it's a really good product. But ended up with a whole bunch of other stuff, including this. So make sure the camera can see it. It's L'Oreal Bright Reveal Niacinimide for dark spots. Now, if you're over 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, which this channel is for, you're going to notice that you've got some pigmentation from all the sun damage. Mine is sort of around here. It's definitely around here. Not so much, yeah, probably on the forehead. We didn't believe in sunscreen. If you're a little bit younger than those ages, there was no such thing as sunscreen. I mean, there probably was. There was like copper tone, which smelled amazing, by the way. If anyone remembers that smell, comment below. And it was only really about 10, 20 years ago that our age group started using sunscreen. You somewhat can turn back time, but not always in my case. I've had a few laser treatments and I'll talk about that in another video, but for the most part, you have to rely on your products. So people have been raving about this online, so let's give it a crack. It's similar to the vitamin C packaging. So you just take a dropper, pretty pink color, and squeeze it into your hand. There we go. Oh, it's a pretty color. I don't know whether that colors your face, but we'll soon see. So just blend it between your fingers, as always. Pat, pat, pat. Oh, it's got a really strong smell. Not unpleasant, but I wish these companies would just make it without the scent. Surely if you wear an expensive perfume, you just want to smell like that, not like other stuff. So take it down the neck, as always, and just sort of pat it in. So I'm going to trial this over the next little while, and I'll catch up with you with some of the trials that I'm doing, and I'll let you know. But it feels good on the skin. There's a little bit of a glow. I don't know if it feels plump, feels moisturized. So look, let's go with that. All right, quick moisturizer for this makeup, and I'm just going to use a little bit of the Embryolisse. There it is there. Everyone knows that one. This is from, I think, Priceline. And I'll put all of the links to these products below so that you're able to see them. People go nuts for this for a makeup base, like a primer. I don't believe in primers. Sometimes I do it if if I'm going to someone's wedding, family wedding or something like that. I might put it on, or if I've got a really big day and I start early and I have to finish later if I'm going to an event or something like that, I'll put it on. And I've got a couple of really good ones. Once again, something for another video. The e.l.f. Power Grip Primer is usually my best, with or without the niacinimide. I think it's about, I don't know, $10 at Kmart, Priceline, etc., etc. Although, you know what? When you go there, you can never find anything. The shelves are all bare. I don't get it. Kmart, let me know what day you stock the shelves and we can all go there and buy product. You're doing yourself a disservice by not putting more there, because we all want to buy it. Let's face it, it's cheap, it works, and we want to buy it. So yeah, you sometimes just have to luck out if you want to buy that stuff from there. Right, I am not going to worry about sunscreen today, because I'm staying inside and doing some videos. All right, that looks pretty good. Look at that beautiful glow. Fantastic. All right, let's go with the Revolution Skin Silk Luminous Serum Foundation. This was once again from Priceline. I really don't buy anything from high-end stores. What's the point? There are other things that can work just as well. So, I don't know, give it a shake. I can hear something, so it's working. It's a serum finish, so the older that you get, ladies, the less coverage you're going to want to use. Because sometimes when I do a full coverage of makeup, I look at it and just go, that doesn't look like skin. And it shows up every fine line, every wrinkle. It might cover your sun damage, your rosacea, your lumps and bumps, but it just doesn't look like skin. So it's like sometimes you have to make a choice between actually making it look good or having the coverage. And like I always say, I just want to look good. I don't want to look like a total glamour. So I put this between my fingers. So I'll just press it on. Press, press. I don't put it right under my eyes. I'm going to leave that space for concealer. So I finish about really where you can see these bags here. So press, press, press. There we go. So I've got a little cloth just under the camera here, and I use that just to wipe off the excess. I'm going to grab a brush, and in this case, it's going to be the Real Techniques brush from Priceline or Chemist Warehouse. I'm just going to blend that in. Okay. I'll stipple. I'll do a bit of stippling, especially this area, and then I'll sort of blend it out. I like to put most of my product in the center of the face because that's where the problem is. And then especially down this nose, I do have large pores. I do have some acne scars, especially here. Retinol somewhat helps that, but see, that's blending away really nice. Let me do a quick check in my side mirror here. Yep, under the nose, I forgot about that. And you know what? That's blended in pretty good. It's not a bad shade match too. I have an olive skin, but it's fair. So I am neither, warm toned or cool toned. So wherever I buy product, I always buy neutrals because that tends to suit me the most. I can then warm it up with bronzer or like a contour or something like that. But for the most part, that just sinks in. I just want to make sure I get this area and blend it in under here. So I got a little bug bite here, I don't know, about a week ago, and it's still a bit of an issue. If you get a condition called urticaria, and I'll talk about that in another whole video. So that tends to leave just these red marks on your skin. See that? So I'll just kind of blend away, and I might end up putting some concealer on that one there. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Not going to waste any more time there. All right, I then have this sponge, and these are from Kmart. Now, normally it's a little bit damp, and I'll just put a little bit on it. Forgot to do that before I got started. So this, ladies, swells up to twice its size, and it actually looks like a bit of a boob. There we go, just like my third boob. They are so soft. And instead of just having a normal size one like this, see the difference in the size here? So this just, look how much it covers really quickly, blended into the nose. There we go. And it's done, you know, and it is, because it's a little bit damp, it sort of freshens up everything a little bit too. And that is totally blended in. You can still see a little bit of redness, but that's okay. We can top that up a little bit later. Alrighty, we are moving on to let's warm up the skin a little bit. So with the same Real Techniques brush, there's hardly anything on that now. I'm using the Makeup by Mario Self Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. Now at first I didn't really like this. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on the brush. I'm just tap, tap, tapping. Now where you wanna put it, it comes straight out from your ear. And I have quite high cheekbones, but it's a very sort of narrow oval face. So I'm just going to tap here. And that's all I want to do. See how you can sort of see that shadow? You want to stop where your eyeballs or the center of your pupil is. If you go in further than that, it's just going to look weird and make you look a little bit hollow. So I just watch that I don't go past here. And then I'm just going to tap and tap, tap, tap until it's blended out. For some reason, one side always looks like I've got more than the other. So let me do a double check. It's just really soft. You don't need much. And this is in the shade light medium because that's exactly what I am. I have a light olive, and the olive kind of makes it when you've got a little bit of a tan. Not that I tan, but I do get out in the sun. Even though I wear sunscreen, sometimes you can't avoid it. I do wear a hat as well if I'm outdoors for any great length of time. When I do go to the beach for a swim or take the family and things like that, my grandson or my own kids, I always use one of those cabanas. How good are they? I wish we had those back in the day when we were all at the beach with our families as littlies. That would have been amazing. You could really get out of the sun that way. And I like that. I like that a lot. All right. We're going to go with a bit of highlighter now. This is a cult classic. It is the old-fashioned Becca, which has been now bought out by Smashbox. And this is Champagne Pop. They call it now Sea Pop. So if you're looking for Champagne Pop, you might not see it. This is what it looks like. It's got a brown cover, a little bit of double silver cap. You open it up. Look at that reflect. It's like a gold, pinky peach. I just love it. And it's so pigmented. So I've just taken the same brush that I was using, and I'm just using my cloth just to get rid of the excess. Make sure it's nice and dry. So I'd literally dip into it twice. On top of there, see how you can see the top of my cheekbone here? I'm going to do 2 and 2 here. And then I'm just going to blend it out. And it just adds that little bit of shimmer. So girls, let me tell you, when you get a little bit older, you lose that luminosity. You lose that plumpness. You lose that like juiciness, if you like. So this is a great product to make that juiciness come back. You don't need much. Don't go crazy so it's completely blaring and, you know, looks like a flashlight. If I just tilt my head, you can see it now. And it's just enough that it just thinks, oh, okay, I've got that. I'm going to do the center of the nose, top of the lip, and just under here. It doesn't make you look sweaty like you've just done like aerobics class. I'll call it aerobics because that's what we did in the old days. I try to get to the gym a couple of times a week. I've got a little bit of an injury to my knee at the moment. So I'm just being it on the down low, doing some rehab that the physio gave me. So that's heaps of fun, isn't it? All right, let's move on. So I'm going to move on to eyes now. In that Chemist Warehouse video, I found the Sky High, what's it called? The Lash primer. Never used one before. So I had a go yesterday. It appears to be that it's black. So I just have to move over to this mirror because I'm blind as a bat. I've got a magnifying mirror just on the side here. So I'm just going to put this on. It's black when you put it on. Okay, and I'll show you in a minute. I've got all these stray hairs. I am the worst at putting on mascara. I always spill it, get it everywhere, especially up the top here. And sometimes if I'm not looking right, I'll poke myself in the eye or I'll blink and then it all gets under here. So, you know, I don't do my concealer until after I've done my eyes because of that fact. I always seem to make a mess. The magnifying mirror works really well. And so I strongly suggest that you invest in one of those. Let me just do the other eye quickly. It's supposed to hold a curl to your lashes. I haven't curled them because I'm not really going out anywhere today. Okay, there's a bit of a clean up there. And a bit of a clean up on the other side. So people say, you see influencers, content creators that say, oh, let it dry. I'm not going to let it dry. I just get one of these little cotton buds. One's got a round end, one's got that end there, and I'm just going to go in. I quickly lick it, or I can dip it into, you know, some micellar water or something like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean that up while it is still damp. There's no concealer under this, so I'm not really disturbing anything. And just that side there. So for the most part, it looks like I've got mascara on, and on any given day I probably would settle at that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do some just like a basic eyeshadow look. So I have got so many eyeshadow palettes, it's not funny. And some are really expensive, like the Pat McGrath ones. And then some are just from Colourpop. And if you buy it from overseas, they're relatively inexpensive. They end up being, with shipping from America, they end up being around, I don't know, $50, depending on the palette. Some a little like this one here, and it's probably about $30, $40. You can get them on sale. Look for the sales because they're really good. But Morphe have a great palette that I got a little while ago. It's the 18 CT, I guess that's Carrot, Matte Essentials from Morphe. This is what it looks like. And I'm just gonna open it up. They are all matte and they are the most beautiful, cool shades. And so I love that. Like I said, I'm a neutral, so I can get away with either warm or cool. The older I'm getting, because of all the gray in my hair, the cooler shades actually look better. When I was young, it was warm all the way. Loved the chocolate browns, loved the oranges, loved the sort of the reds and that sort of thing, and the brighter colors. But these days, no, don't look so good on me because of my blue eyes. If you do wear orange for like a night out, if I'm wearing an orange dress, I'll do like a bit of bronzer and then just a pop of the orange. Oh man, eyes look great. So if you've got blue eyes like me, try a little bit of orange sometimes. But we're gonna go in with this shade here. It's right, that one there. And so this is just gonna provide a base. So I'm using, I think a MAC 217. If you're my age, you'll so remember these. It was the brush to use. So yeah, let's just go in. And I'm just gonna go all over the eye. And you can see the difference straight away. That's taken off all the redness. And I love that. There we go. Same with this eye. Tap, 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 just to take off the excess. And straight up here. So I go all the way to the brow bone here, just in case there's any more redness hanging out there. Tap, tap, tap. I use a combination of taps and swirls just to make sure that that's blended out. Great. Okay, from there, what am I gonna do? Okay, on the same palette, I love this little color here. It's like the gray, or this one here. On me, it comes a little bit blue because of my skin. So I'm just gonna tap on this darker shade here. Here we go. And I'm just gonna go from this part out. Just tap, tap. And it's just gonna provide a little bit of a depth to the color. I'm just gonna get it on first, then I'm gonna blend it a little bit later. Now, if you're like me, you're getting a little bit older, of which we all are, this part of the eyelid used to be open like that. These days you can see it's the hooded eye, especially, it's a little bit droopy. So don't worry about that. We're just gonna keep going, you know. So I'm just gonna blend that out. Slowly take it back into the crease, but then where you see the eye coming down, the droopy eye, I take it right into here, and then I'm just going to blend out. And sometimes it really helps if you could just pull that up and blend it out to nothingness. You really just want that to fade away, and also just blend it back this way to make that look good. And then from there, I just push it up so that it's not sitting lower. The idea is that we want to lift the eye. There we go. You don't have to be an expert at this. Just get that color on. That's great. Pardon me, I've had a bit of flu lately. All right, that looks pretty good. So we're going to move on to eyebrows now. These are the simplest eyebrows ever. And it's the e.l.f. Brow Wow. And I think I've got the shade, doesn't say. The darker one, I think. It doesn't say on the bottom, stickers come off. So I think I've got two. There is, doesn't say. That one's in French. Don't know where that's come from. But you just get a little bit. It's got like a little tiny eyebrow spoolie. So I just brush through. Now, I've got pretty good eyebrows. When I was sort of back in the day, I never plucked my eyebrows. I had the big Brooke Shields ones, and I didn't ever feel like I wanted to do that. And thank goodness, because I just clean up if you make any messes. There's a couple of little bits of mascara here as well. That is not very well blended out. I'm just going to use my finger on this side and this side just to push it into place. Let's finish up now. So I'm okay with that amount of eye look. It's just subtle, and you don't want to go crazy unless you've got a really big night out, like a special date night or a family event, and I'll cover that another time. Let's go into, I'm just going to top up this bronzer. It's great to have the cream bronzer, but I just want to bump that up a little bit. So I'm going to use the e.l.f. Primer Infused Matte Bronzer. Can I tell you, this stuff is amazing. If you've tried the Primer Infused blush, it softens the skin and it's completely pore filling. This does the same, but it's a bronzer. So I'm just going to tap it in and tap it across. Just want to add a little bit of warmth back to the skin. I'll put a little bit on the nose because I've got a long pointy nose with a bit of a ski jump, and just tapping that bit there tends to make it shadow back away. Just going to do the top of the head. And sometimes if I'm wearing my hair down, you can't even tell that. And the way that I do my double chin, you go like this. See all that? I just put my head down and I just colour that bit there. And this will fade back into the background. There it is there. Blend that out. Don't forget to take it right under here, because it looks a bit funny if you just finish it about here. So I just get a little bit more. There we go. A little bit on the chin as well. Amazing. With the same bronzer that I've got, pick up your eyeshadow brush, just give it a dust on the back of your hand, tap it off, and I'm just going to go on the top in the crease because it'll just carry that colour through and just match really nicely. You don't have to do a lot. Just blend it out, blend it into the eyeshadow that you already have. Because you've got that colour there and that colour there, it helps to end here and of course under here. It just sort of balances it out a little bit. Need a little bit more here. And then blend it away up the top. And then just use your fingers to smooth that out. Okay, I'm happy with that. We're going to go with some mascara now. So if I'm using the Maybelline Sky High, I have to use this Maybelline. This is the Firework Mascara. It's next level good. Let me tell you, it's got this beautiful big brush, which normally I don't like because it just gets everywhere. Let's see. Just going to use my mirror on the side here. Remember, I've got that primer on. It really has, see? Great job, Ange. It really has curled those lashes. It's quite amazing. I like it. Let's go on this side. Sometimes it helps if I do help lift the skin up on this eye. I don't have that luxury using the other hand because I'm not very good left-handed. There we go. It just adds that little bit of depth to the eye. What are we up to now? Let's go with some colour just on the cheeks there. I've got, let's go something a little bit crazy today. This is from Mecca Max. It's the Coral Cruise. I would like to go on a cruise and see some coral about now. That sounds fantastic. So I'm just picking up a brush. This is the Morphe M449. Looks like that. This is what the blusher looks like. It's a beautiful orange color. Orange on my skin tone, because it's olive, just sets a pop. Now, can I tell you, be careful with these. They're super pigmented. I'm just going to do 2, 3. Look at the color on that. So I'm going to blend it on the back of my hand first, just to work it into the bristles. And I'm just going to tap here. It's quite youthful just to use this part of your skin rather than go up high, because the more you put in this area, ladies, you've got your wrinkles, you've got your fine lines, and you really want to avoid putting powders, highlighters in that area. So I've just got a little bit there, and I'm just going to blend that away. One more tap for this side. Blend, 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 and then blend away. See how I'm not going near this area here? And that looks really pretty. A little bit blendy, blendy, blendy. I'm going to clean up that mess that I made with my mascara, because you just get used to it after a while. Just a little lick. Okay, that's all better. Lips. This Milani Keep It Full lip gloss. I don't really have use a lot of lipsticks 9 times out of 10. So I just like this. It's like a neutral, pretty pink color. I put it on. This stuff lasts all day. It's amazing. Nice, beautiful, natural color. And it's so moisturizing on your lips. It's beautiful. I'm not going to use a lip liner today, although I might just put a little bit under here. When I was younger, I wasn't super confident, and I bit my lip a lot like this. And it's left a bit of a scar there, like the pigment just kind of went away. The things that you don't know now, what you, if you knew then, you wouldn't do. Just going to come, just do the top lip as well. The older you get, the less your lips are plump and juicy. It's just natural progression. So I just like to draw a little bit top. I don't go overboard. I just draw in the same line. You do lose volume in your lips as you go along. So it's just a fact. So draw them in. Big deal. That's no worries at all. Okay, let's move on to concealer. Now, I've got heaps of concealers, heaps and heaps and heaps. And you can, these are the 3 I use all the time. I've got the NATASHA DENONA. I think it's the High Glam. Shade is N3, so neutral 3. Perfect for light olive skin. This one here is the Huda Beauty. It's the color corrector. If I've got quite dark circles, because of my Indian heritage, they do tend to get too dark, quite dark rather. So I use this if I do have those dark circles, but you know, today's not a bad day, so I'm not going to worry about color correcting. And then I've got the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum, and this stuff is great. I put a little bit on the back of my hand, just a little bit, literally that much. It's not much at all. I'm going to blend this out onto my hand with a clean 217, MAC 217. I wonder if you can still get those. Let me know below if you've bought one recently, because I wouldn't mind getting some more. So this is all blended in. You can see it here. It's not a bad match, and it's very neutral. So I'm just going to tap, tap, tap. And I just want to put it where this bag is. Maybe a little bit under where the redness is as well. So you might be able to see here, I've got a huge scar from where a basal cell carcinoma was cut out. It was a really freaky story, probably one for another time, but when he said it's right near your eye, I just went, oh no. The surgeon did an amazing job, top surgeon on the Gold Coast, skin surgeon, and funnily enough, they had to take a skin graft from the back of here. So now hair grows in the skin graft that they did. I know, crazy. I used one of those little, where is it? One of the little sort of fuzz shape, little shavers. I have to be careful though, because obviously I don't want to cut myself, or else I can just use a bit of Now cream remover. So yeah, funny story, funny, not funny for me. Luckily they found it in time. I asked him, what would have happened if I had have left it? And he pulled out a photo and showed me. I'm really glad I had it cut out, because it tends to eat your face away from the inside. And I've seen people, you know, on the street and various places I go that have got that, and I just thank you, God, for letting me find out sooner or later. So there's still a little bit of that remaining, so I might just squeeze out. See how this one looks pretty good? This one's still got a bit. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit more. Literally this little bit here. Tap, tap, tap. Let's blend it away. It also warms it up on your skin so it blends straight away. So I put my head down so I can see those areas, and then I just blend it away. First of all, I tap, and then I'm just going to blend a little bit around the nose. See how these little areas here, my little marionette lines, I tend to think they're sort of smiling lines. I'm a pretty happy person. And then on this stupid insect bite, I'm just going to tap a little bit more. That doesn't seem to want to go away. That is actually a little bit sort of blue. So I'm just going to get the smallest amount of the corrector, the Huda Beauty corrector. What shade is that? What shade is that? What shade is that? Pink Pomelo, everyone. How cute. I'm just going to blend that away. If you know the color wheel, anything blue or sort of grey, purple is instantly correct. I'm just putting the residual on here, and straight away that just takes it down. There, you can't really see that one anymore. Amazing. Okay, now let's talk about powder. I've never been a powder girl. Ever, 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 because I just think on more mature skin, it looks like crap. Makes all of these areas stand out. However, if you were lucky enough to get the Givenchy, this package here, the Prism Libre powder in the rose gold, I think it's shade 3. Rosé. I just give it a bit of a shake. They've reformulated their product now, and apparently it's really crap. So I got mine, I think, 3 weeks before they changed the formula, before they announced the change. So hopefully I've got the right one. So I just shake it up. Oh, geez, that's heaps. Okay. I took out way too much. So I'm just going to dip that concealer brush just into the side of it. I'm going to press it in and then tap off the excess on the cap. And you can see it all flying. It's so finely milled. Now, a lot of people use one of these puffs, and you can see that I've done it, but I think it tends to deposit too much powder, even if you blend it on your hand like they say to do. So I just tap off the rest. I start in these little lines here because I think I have combination skin because it's dry a lot of the time, but here, it'll start just getting shiny. So I'm going to do the nose. I might actually switch to a bigger brush, guys. And I'm using the Revlon powder brush. And I think I got this from Chemist Warehouse. See how big and lovely and fluffy it is. It's beautiful. I'm just going to, this is going to be problematic. I'll show you what I do. I've got my powder. There's heaps sitting in this part. I just flip it over, tap, tap, turn it back and tap it again on the top. So it deposits a little bit, or just enough that I want to use in the top of the cap. So it's a bit of a neat trick. I'm going to get my brush, swirl it around, get it right into the little crevices there. Just going to tap off the rest. So here, I'm just going to swirl, start at the bottom, work your way to the eyes. And so tap, tap, tap. Now, if that's not going to fit in there, I sort of just look up and down. A little bit on the T-zone up here. Even though I've got bronzer here, I want that to be nice and glowy. And across here. Now I'll go under here, just so it's underneath this bronzer that I've got, or the contour, and just around here. So let me just do a quick check, because I'm blind. All right, I think that looks pretty good. There's no shininess. You can see the color of everything. So you know what? I think that's pretty good. Time to let the hair down. Sun just went behind a big cloud. And guys, I think that's it. I'm ready to go and buy some milk. I think that's all I've got on today. Milk and cat food. So lovely having you with me again today. If there's any questions that you have for this video, if you want to know the products, they'll all be linked below. And I would love it if you could share, like, subscribe. That would be fantastic. Let's kick this channel off in this beautiful community of mature Australian women that just want to look look maybe not younger, just want to look their best. Who cares? Age is ageless, and that's what I keep saying. So I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.